YouTube, LJ Draco here. Yes, as you can tell by the title, this is a January, February 2019 collection update. I know I did a mini video the other day about my incredible pickup day. Some of those titles are still here. There are two that I've left out, Step Brothers and Quantum of Solace. Main reason I've left them out is because they were already films I owned. Purely bought them just because of the sleeves, because the prints that I had for both films, my printer's messing up. It's putting tons of lines for a bunch of my prints, and yeah, I'm just not that happy with it, to be fair. I'm starting to kind of get off having the idea of custom sleeves, so I'm practically just rebuying a bunch of the same movies now, along with, if not that, people that have spare copies of the actual original sleeves to some of my movies that I've got. I'm trying to ask around if anyone's got any, just in case they don't use them, or, you know, just in case they bought a different version of whatever. Yeah, so Step Brothers and Quantum of Solace not into this. So let's start off with January's picks. It's smaller than February's, but let's just, yeah. So, starting off is the Godfather box set. I bought this purely due to a challenge that Mental Movie Man set with me. We both had to choose a trilogy of movies for the other person to watch, and then we had to watch them within the same day, one after another. Now, that challenge had to be changed purely for the fact that I was ill at the time, plus some information I'm pretty sure he'll upload to his channel soon, but he's been quite busy, that he'll probably share with you guys. So it kind of ended up watching one a day for 3 days running, and yeah. Edge of Tomorrow. This is the 3D edition. It's just I bought the 3D disc separately to the 2D version, so the 3D disc is there, the 2D one is there. I did have a printed sleeve for this, and it looked okay, but then looking upon the print that I made, all you could notice was tons of lines, and even though the print was very clear and looked professional due to my new paper that I use, those lines did just make it look a bit off, and therefore I just thought I might as well just put it back in this one. Passengers 3D, a movie that is up there with me for Gravity. Just a very, very well told space story. 3D is quite impressive. It's not up there in like top 10 quality, but it does hold up as a good 3D film. Venom. Now, this is the only print that I've actually made off my new paper that actually looks pretty professional and pretty good. Basically, yet again, it was a disc only. Before it was, I put this in there for a reason. Basically, before this was even released in the UK, beginning of January even, someone on eBay was selling the US Blu-ray because they'd bought the US 4K, and I got it for extremely cheap. So I got to watch it before it got released here. But it was just the Blu-ray disc, and I ended up finding the only sleeve I could find was the 4K sleeve, so I just printed that off. You know, it looks pretty cool. Apart from the only thing that I did was I made the little flick next to the B symbol red to make it white and red for Venom's mouth. That's the only thing that I did. Yeah. Men in Black 2, because I own Men in Black 3. This is actually my favourite out of the trilogy. I don't know why, just for some reason I really enjoy watching this movie more. Indian in the Cupboard, one of my top 10 favourite childhood movies I grew up with. Absolutely fantastic. Story still holds up. The transfer for this is freaking incredible. It looks like a new Blu-ray. There's also like a very cool special feature on here with the guy that plays Little Bear, also known as Littlefoot. Like a documentary of him now talking about his time playing this character, and it was pretty cool. Next up, we have the Nightmare on Elm Street collection. Reason I bought this is because I've been starting to get back into my horror movies. Now, if you guys have been following me since my original days, where I did my entire DVD horror shelves collection, horror was always my favorite genre, my favorite category of any type of movie. And after a few years, I had a strained heart, and I couldn't deal with jump scares or scares because it would send my heart into like a little fritz, and then I'd have to go get some rest because I couldn't breathe and I couldn't think. And my heart's doing a lot better since I've been losing the weight. My internals are starting to feel a lot better, and yeah, so it's doing pretty well. So I'm happy to get back into horror movies. Next up is two movies Captain America: The First Avenger and Captain America: Winter Soldier 3D. Only reason is because I'm trying to complete the Marvel 3D movies. I'm only missing three now. Iron Man 3, which actually I forgot to bring down. That was part of my January pickup. Iron Man 3, which I got on standard Blu-ray. These, I'm just missing both the Thor movies now in 3D as well. But yeah, so I bought these. The 3D is okay. It's nowhere near a Civil War quality, but it did add something to these movies. I am not a major fan of this movie. I prefer this one, but I also like I think for me it would go this one, Civil War, then this. I know a lot of people prefer this film, but for me it is more like a Jason Bourne movie than a Captain America movie. So that's kind of why. Yeah, again, another thing that goes together, Firefly and Serenity. I really wish Joss Whedon got to do more series of this because, I mean, don't get me wrong, this is a great show and this is the perfect ending to that show. But he wouldn't have had to do this if he was allowed to continue the show. But considering this is the only season, or the only time series, and that's the movie to complete it, I think it will stand out for the rest of the time as a perfect sci-fi series. And last up for January, I just picked up Jumper in standard 2D form because the 3D is really flat, really disgusting, and just a waste of time. So I'm never going to own the 3D version of that again. But I really like the 2D one because it comes with this really awesome sleeve. Right, so that's January out the way. Let's get February. Okay, so as I just said, in January I did get Iron Man 3. And I'm sorry, I forgot to bring that down, but it is there. And and I also forgot something else as well. Damn it! Yeah. I'll show it at the end. Damn it! I forgot some movies. I mustn't have added it to my list of what I've purchased. Anyway, let's get back into this. I'll show it right at the end. I do apologise for missing it. Right, so Brave 3D. I thought I'd give this a chance just because everyone keeps telling me about how incredible 3D is. But I remember owning this twice and the 3D was flat as fuck. But after watching it on my new setup, I do notice some differences now. I do believe that it depends on the player and the TV of what you see. Because I'll explain a bit afterwards, but this was something that I saw as flat and it looks reasonably good now. This is an okay film, 3D is fantastic, but do not let your kids watch this movie. Oh my god, it's like a horror movie for kids. No. No. Good Dinosaur in 3D. Nightmare Before Christmas 3D. I did have the Blu-ray, but I thought I'd give this another chance, considering Brave looked a bit more noticeable. When I first owned this 3D Blu-ray, the 3D was incredible. The second time I owned it, after selling it and brought it back, the 3D was flat. And the same goes for this time, the 3D is not that noticeable. There's only certain scenes that kind of stick out, but then the rest of the film is just flat. I don't know why that keeps happening, but I have got a Region A player and a Region B player. So I may check this out on the Region A player and see if it gives a different result. I doubt it will, but I'm going to see. But I don't know why different... And there are two different releases of this. I want to show something. There's two different releases of Nightmare Before Christmas, because this sleeve is what I had to exchange with CEX so it matches my Blu-rays. Because the sleeve that my Blu-ray turned up in this picture was up here. And for this release... This is the 3D disc and this is the Blu-ray disc. Whereas for the release in CEX, this is just the blue disc saying Nightmare Before Christmas, and then this disc. So I think that there are a different. I think there is a different release for this movie, and I think that's the one that the different release is the one that I originally owned, which had better 3D. I don't know. I'll just see. But yeah. Boss Baby 3D. I love this film. 3D is incredible. Please do go check it out. DreamWorks does some really fantastic 3D releases. I don't think I've been let down by any DreamWorks 3D as I can at the moment recall. I think the only one that's not up there in fantastic 3D quality is Turbo, but it does have some really good moments. But I've not been let down by any 3D releases from DreamWorks, so yeah. Speaking of that, The Croods. This is the second time I had to purchase The Croods within the space of 2 to 3 days. Because I originally bought Croods 3D from a seller, and it was a German release called Die Croods. And, and basically, yeah, the 3D disc kept sticking and freezing, so I got a refund, and then I managed to find another copy. And yeah, the 3D for this is beautiful. Mr. Peabody and Sherman. Now, if you also followed me from the original times when I first started collecting 3D, this was something I owned back then. But then I was watching this on my HD and 3D ready TV, and the 3D weren't as incredible as it looks now. Epic 3D Blu-ray that I wish I'd never originally sold before, and I'm glad to own again. Just a fantastic tale, fantastic 3D, beautiful animation, and interesting story. Well, that's all gonna fall. Hopefully not. I finally have Snoopy and Charlie Brown the Peanuts movie. 3D for this is amazing. Story is hilarious. I didn't really grow up watching Charlie Brown as a kid, but as I started getting older, I started reading some of the comics and seeing the mini animation movies. Yeah, but this was actually really interesting. I really liked it. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Now, this is a title that me and Sasha from Ain't Got Time to Bleed, we have a consistent conflict about this. Yeah, so, sorry, my camera died and I had to do some stuff. But while I did that, I also picked up a whole stack of movies I forgot to add to this list. But as I was saying, constant conflict with Sasha from Ain't Got Time to Bleed. Yeah, he keeps saying the 3D for this is reference quality. But I know me, and I know Blu-ray Madness, and a couple of other people that's watched this, we all say that the 3D is not that great. I wish it was. I mean, I wouldn't lie if it isn't to me. Because, I mean, I've said that I was wrong about Brave, and I've admitted that certain 3D titles that I've said before were bad have proven to be quite good on the new setup. But the thing is, I've tried this on the new setup, and it still looks bad. So, I may also try this one in my Region A play and see if I get a different view. Whether or not I will is a different story. But to me, it's just not good. Okay, Exodus Gods and Kings, fantastic movie. 3D is phenomenal, adds a lot to the story. But yeah, the story is amazing. It reminds me of the live-action version of Prince of Egypt. I know that Brian from Kubrick Lover channel, he says that try and watch a film called The Ten Commandments because it's similar. I would like to, and I probably will at some point. But right now, I was actually quite impressed with this. Born Legacy because I own Born Identity Supremacy, and Ultimatum, so I had to own Legacy. Men in Black because I own Men in Black 2 and 3, and because I love Men in Black. It's a good film. Ender's Game. I've not seen this film, but I love Asa Butterfield and I love Sir Ben Kingsley, and Harrison Ford's a great actor, so something new to check out. The Spirit. No one ever talks about The Spirit. It's a good noir movie. It's actually just as good as Sin City to me. It's enjoyable. Samuel Jackson and Scarlett Johansson working together again in a superhero movie. But overall, it's a fun movie. Rock and Roller, a good British movie. Yeah, I always forget his name, but Toby Kebbell, just a very, very talented actor. He's grown on me. I mean, I've watched him in this, Sorcerer's Apprentice, Wrath of the Titans, and then he's also in Prince of Persia. But Warcraft as Duratan, my favourite character in that movie. Toby Kebbell was amazing, and Jared Butler's funny. 1998 Godzilla. I actually think this is pretty fun. The Incredible Melty Man Arrow release. My cousin's husband He doesn't live that far away from us. He was selling a bunch of movies off, and I saw that he had this on Blu-ray. And I asked if he'd accept £2 for it, and he said yeah. So it looks so bad, but looks enjoyable. Super bad. My brother got me the DVD of this many years ago when I was collecting only DVDs and big DVD fan. I think my DVD is somewhere in London at the moment, so I can't watch it. And I saw this for really cheap, so I just thought I'd pick this up just to rewatch it. Plus, Alice has never seen it, but she's heard about it. Dead Space, Downfall, and Dead Space Aftermath. Aftermath is in 3D, but not my version. There is a German 3D release of this, which I'm hoping to get at some point, but these were both quite cheap, so I thought I'd pick them up for now, because I love Dead Space the game, and I love Devil May Cry animated series, and I've also seen this one before, but I've not seen this, so, yeah. 30 Days of Night. One of Josh Hartnett's best performances in this movie. Just, yet again, overall, a fantastic movie in altogether. The story, the way it's set, it's just beautiful. Yeah, and it's based on the graphic novel, so. AI, artificial intelligence, a fantastic story. It's like the child version of Bicentennial Man. If you haven't seen Bicentennial Man, here is a poster. Please go and check this out if you haven't seen it, because it's one of Robin Williams' best performances I have seen in years, and Robin Williams doesn't ever let me down in any movie that I've seen him in. But artificial intelligence is an incredible story from a child robot perspective, and yeah, it's just awesome. Page Master, another top 10 childhood classic. I actually showed Alice this for the first time the other day, and she loves it. There's a very scary scene in this. I remember growing up as a kid, and it's where Dr. Jekyll becomes Mr. Hyde. Terrified the crap out of me and my brother as kids. But just a fun movie. Christopher Lloyd, just... he's always funny. Heavyweights, another top 10 favorite child movie. Oh, I showed Alice this last night, actually, and she loves it. She thinks it's amazing. Ben Stiller is hilarious. I don't care who... anyone can fault him. He is hilarious. But the cast of this movie is amazing. I love Pat and Tim. They're hilarious. But growing up as a chubby kid, this movie was amazing. It didn't make me feel so embarrassed to be chubby. Right. Next up is something I've already shown, but I'll show it again. The Game of Thrones 1 and 2. £6 in a charity shop, so it's £3 per season. It's just fantastic. I already own season 3 thanks to Sasha, so it's nice to have 1 and 2 again. I would like them separately, but at £6 I can't fault it, and at least I own them now, and that's all that matters. I'm done with my OCD shit. Like, I've got a whole new OCD that's kind of taken precedence, so the whole case sizes and 3Ds having one case set, and that's all gone, because this new OCD has taken over to a new level, so that's, yeah, that doesn't matter. But, like I said, £6 is not so bad. I'll just put them there, because they're quite big and bulky. Ugh. Just pick up this little stack here. Okay. And these are films you've seen already in that other video, but I said I'll show them quickly. Abduction. Hall Pass. Poltergeist remake. Also watched last night. It's actually really good. It's not as good as the original. The original is so much better, but I love Sam Rockwell, and Sam Raimi never faults. Lesbian Vampire Killers. Hilarious film. Safe House. Never seen. Looking forward to watching it. And The Woman in Black, which I really like Daniel Radcliffe as an actor now. I think he has pushed his boundaries. This, Horns, Jungle. Jungle is a fantastic Daniel Radcliffe movie, and I have not seen Swiss Army Man, but I look forward to watching it. So that's out of those, and then as I said, I found this little stack that I hadn't mentioned of new releases that I've... well, not new releases, but new purchases that I've made that I left out of these piles. So I'll go through these quickly. Iron Man 3, told you I had it. Rambo 2, which I got for 89p. and Rambo 3 for 89p. Batman: The Return of the Caped Crusaders. Watch this. Love Adam West. Rest in peace, Adam West. One of the greatest men to ever live. And the original Batman. This is a follow-on from the 60s show, and it lives up. Geostorm 3D. I have not watched this all the way through, but from what I've seen, fantastic 3D, and looks like it will be an enjoyable movie. Apartment 1303. Story is okay for a mediocre horror. 3D is really good, but unfortunately there's a problem with the 3D for this, and I don't know if anyone else notices it. It's like Nintendo DS 3D more than just a standard TV 3D. It's like your eyes kind of have to go cross-eyed because the 3D is just way too, like, advanced. I don't know how to explain it. It's just when you're trying to watch it, because the 3D is like too focused, your eyes start doing the cross-eye thing in order to see it properly, and it becomes distracting and you can't really enjoy it. Shark Night 3D, a film that is terrible, but the 3D is reasonably good, so... These are my last two. I'll show this one quickly first. Orphan, love this horror movie. It's great. A very unique story. First time watching this on DVD years ago. Yeah, wow. Blew my mind. Very unique story. This is my last pickup for July. So far for January, February. This one I found in a charity shop. It was £2. It did have a slipcover, but the slipcover was badly battered, so I threw that out. But the film is still sealed. I kept it sealed specifically for this video, and it is the Evil Dead remake. Yeah, for £2 at a charity shop. It's still factory sealed. It's not one of those Poundland seals. It's like the proper seal. Alice wants to watch this tonight, so it will be unsealed. I remember the original growing up with it, and I remember the Evil Dead trilogy, loving them all. So it'd be nice to see what this one has to offer. Because the Poltergeist remake was pretty interesting. That's actually another movie I forgot to show. I keep forgetting movies. One movie I forgot now. Blair Witch Project remake. Yeah, that wasn't so great. It was okay, but it weren't great compared to the original. And that nice, that found footage effect worked better for the first film than it does for the remake. But I would like to see what this one has to offer, because the Evil Dead original was a great horror movie. So let's just see what this gives. Anyway, that is from what I'm aware. Is it? Yeah. So, that is the end of this collection video. Now, just a quick announcement about one thing, and then a very quick announcement about something else. So the one announcement is, as you all know and are aware, I put up a post the other day on Facebook, the second after finding out that Kermit's Ghost, his channel, he'd put up an announcement saying that he was getting rid of his channel, which he has his reasons. I'm not going to dig too deep into why, because, you know, none of my business, you know. All I can do is wish him and his family well, wish him the love and respect that, you know, he's given me with my channel, all the comments and the support, and, you know, he's been a great guy to talk to, a great guy to call a friend. I know I'm not exactly as in touch with him as Dave Lee Down Under or Big Paulie or, you know, anyone else really, but I do talk to him quite often in comments and stuff, and he used to join my live streams when I was doing those, and always made me laugh. He also offered to meet up and have a coffee when me and Alice was meant to take a trip to Brighton last year, and we didn't end up going due to being ill. But you know, the guy's a great guy, great entertainer, and yeah, you know, I hope he does make a comeback one day, and I hope that his videos will at some point be back on that channel to enjoy, because even though he's not going to be around, it's always nice to kind of. So as I was saying to Sasha the other day about, I watch most YouTubers for individual topics that they record. So Sasha, it's unboxings. Big Paul, it's his what's in the Poundland bin and Poundland pickups. But you, Kermit, it was your trips out every Monday, your Monday movie pickups and stuff, and seeing you go out and have your coffee, then going to HMV or CEX, and then just sit down and talk about each individual release and what you got in the mail then. And for me personally, all those videos from all of you guys are therapeutic. I need them in my daily life. And every so often I go back and watch your A to Z collection videos because it was just, yet again, therapeutic. It's stuff that I kind of need every so often to remind me of why I'm happy to be in this community. So with one person down, it is a great loss, you know, and but like I said, you have your reasons, and no one is going to force you to tell any details. That's for you to know. But like I said, all I can do is wish you well, wish you happiness, wish your family well and happiness, and hope to see a return soon. You know, we're gonna miss you on the screen, making us laugh. So that's for Kermit. You know, great guy. Another announcement is I would like to try and upload as frequent as possible. I would like to start doing more reviews again. Unboxings are something that's pretty much down and out now. I would like to do unboxings, but whether or not I can is something I just don't know. These updates I'll do every few months, but I would like to focus more on just reviews than anything else because I enjoy review. But when I'm talking about review, I don't mean like my more recent reviews. I mean like if you follow me on Instagram, please do. My Instagram channel link will be in the description below. But if you do follow me on there, you'll see what I mean about my Insta Blue reviews. I've stopped doing them now as well because it's harder to put your passion for what you want to say about a movie onto a text or by paper or anything. It's more easier for you to express how you feel about these movies. And I would like to do all those movies I've reviewed all again, but on YouTube, on video. But that all depends on if that's something people want to see, if that's something that people want me to do. And I can upload them once a week, like I was doing. Well, I was uploading them once a day because they were written. But I can upload a YouTube Blu-ray review once a week if that's what people want. And I mean like my old school. If you watch my Everest review for the first time with Everest 3D or my Jungle Book review, I mean that kind of review where I focus on the cast, the story, go into depth with the 3D and the standard. If you want that kind of reviews back from me, I would be so happy to do so. But I will only do it if that's what people would like to see and not just something like, hey, yeah, sure, if you want. You know, only if it's something that you will find interesting, because there's no point in doing it if people aren't going to really want to see it. Because I know there's better reviewers out there, but I also know people like to know other people's opinions and what they think of it. So if my opinion means something, let me know. I do, and I can't stress enough how much I apologize. I have not been around. If you want to know why I've not been around and you still don't understand, please watch watch after about an hour into the first live stream video that was uploaded recently. If you watch into the first hour of that, and then the next two after that, you'll kind of understand why I've not been around as much and stuff. I'm not going to get into it here, but a lot has happened and a lot is continuously happening. So I don't have as much time as I used to. But if you would like to see something like this, like the reviews and stuff like that, let me know. Just put in the comments saying, yeah, of course we would. Something like that. Anyway, that is the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video and previous videos, don't forget to strike the like for future videos. And if you're new to my channel and only seen a couple of my videos, click that subscribe button down below. I'd surely appreciate it. Anyway, take care, you wonderful, wonderful people. And I shall see you next time. Bye-bye!